Christmas came early appears. Well, if you were looking to get your hands on the Ossiarch Bonereapers, well, they're all here. Every single last one of them, let me tell you. Oh my goodness. Excuse me for a moment. So, let's get some ephemera out of the way, right? What I've got here is... This is this little jerk that's responsible for this huge pileup that I've got to deal with. Red Gobbo, you pick him up on release day. $35. Get him out of our hair so he doesn't do this to us again. So, we've got two new pieces of terrain in stock now. The top one here is the Hallowed Storm Throne, and the one below it is the Penumbral Storm Vault. The Storm Throne will knock you back $100, and this is $125. But rules are included. Oh, it's such pretty terrain, you guys. It's so cool looking. Please come and take it off of our hands so I can stop being buried. You know you want it. Next thing up, we've got the Dark Millennium playing cards. This is it's a regular deck of playing cards. It's, Imperium, Chaos, Mechanicus, and Xenos, and two very sinister jokers in here. These are John Blanche cards, which, if you are a big fan of Blanchitsu or whatever, in however that's supposed to be pronounced in White Dwarf, then this is definitely a good stocking stuffer, and it'll only set you back $15. So the next thing under the earth. Boy, so we got a box of 5 painting handles. Now normally these painting handles are $10 a pop, but if you get the box of 5, well, then you get it for $40 instead, so you get one for free. And around here somewhere, under this pile, I guess I'll take a minute to get to that one. We've got this fancy schmancy little red paint handle. It's $11.25 for one. It's a wonder I didn't get crushed by all this stuff. We got a whole bunch in. So the White Dwarf Apocrypha, which is a compilation of articles taken from the pages of White Dwarf from the last 42 years. The very first tale of 4 gamers, galleries, chapter approved for Schaefer's Last Chancers. Ooh. Thoughts on Chaos from John Blanche, who's also responsible for these Dark Millennium cards. The design process of the Ideneth Deepkin and the Falcon Grav Tank, Battle for Rin's World, which is one of the largest battle reports ever fought in the pages of White Dwarf, all included here, $35. Interesting. So if you're the sort that is tired of spraying your minis down on cardboard all the time, kind of like I am, you can pick up one of these cool little spray sticks. It comes with 50 of these little rubber bands, one of these big old thingers. It'll fit everything you have in your collection, and you just what'd you expect? And that one is going to set you back $18, but you know what, that's pretty good. If you're of the mind to pick up one of these cool little paint pot holders, it's a whole $8. Keep you from knocking over your contrast paints like I keep doing. There's a deposit in my apartment I'll never get back. But hey, let's actually talk about the stuff you're probably really interested in hearing about, the Ossiarch Bonereapers. Yeah, they're here. And they're all out at the same time. GW is apparently experimenting, or maybe they're just deciding to do it all at once. But now here is the Mortek Guard, which is going to be your basic skeleton warriors. Comes with a Necrophoros and a Mortek Hakatos. My remembering of Greek is not so great, but I'm sure that means something. It comes with everything you need to make a typical unit or Mortek Guard, for better or for worse. And those are going to run you $60. The big scary Skellyman from the Feast of Bones. If you wanted or needed more of those, you can make them as Immortus Guard or Necropolis Stalkers. Either way, you get 3 in a box, and they are going to run you $50 a pop for 3. But I'm sure they'll more than kill their points back to make it worth it. I mean, look at those guys. Next nice fat stack we got here. Kavalos Death Riders. I almost said Death Reapers. That's something else. The Kavalos Death Reapers are your bone steeds, and they're replacing, you know, all those old skeleton riders that you might have in your back lines. And, well, another terrifying unit from the pages of the Ossiarch Bonereaper Battle Tome, which is pretty much superseded whatever skeleton warriors you might have. These are really cool looking models, guys. At any rate, the Kavalos Death Riders are $60 a pop as well. So, just gonna set you over to the side here. I might even get through this someday. There are 2 new single models, the Mortizan Soul Reaper. I'm going to mess these names up, I just know it. And then the Mortizan Bone Shaper, neither of which are the soul something or other that came in the Feast of Bones box. So these are... So that's an exclusive model, and then these are not. The Soul Reaper and Bone Shaper are both going to be $30 each. Mortizan. So you get it, Mortizan. It sounds kind of like courtesan, and or like a mortician. It's all very, very punny. This is the Mortizan Soul Mason, who is riding a chair of... Well, it was somebody. It was a bunch of somebodies, it looks like. That's messed up. This is Mortizan Soul Mason, will set you back $35. These are the... I'm assuming, I haven't read through the book yet, but I'm assuming that these are the, these are like the wizards of the group. Whereas, obviously, the guys that are more kitted out to be fighty, like this guy, the Liege Kavalos, or the Arch Kavalos Xantos. I want one. Xantos here, the Dark Lance of Ossia will set you back $50 when it's released. Oh my goodness gracious. I want all of them. They're all so rad. Mortek Crawler. Shabamzo. With a War Vizier and an Arcane Catapult. Oh my goodness gracious. You can throw just about any dang thing with this cool trebuchet, which is what this technically is. Don't let me call it a catapult, because I believe with this counterbalance on it, it makes it a trebuchet. I'm using my history degree, yada yada yada. The Mortek Crawler is going to be $80 at launch. And Katakros, the Mortarch of the Necropolis, the supreme strategist of the Ossiarch Empire, and his couple of lads hanging out on his... This is one model. This is one miniature, guys. This is one dude. But they've got, like, samurai hanging out, and banner bearers, and undead. Oh man, this is so cool, you guys. Just look at that. Look at all that stuff that comes on this single model. This is gonna be a modern. This is gonna be a kit basher's dream, guys. Except for the fact that it's $110. But he's gonna be the boy that you want to get to make sure that your army's like this is your Nagash, this is your Maw Crusher, this is your big terrifying monster that you slam into enemies and make them disintegrate. And you can get it all here at Fantasy Games starting on Saturday. Hot dog, you guys. All right. Don't tell nobody I done did this, but I kind of want to just take a look at this. Just gonna slide that open real quietly. You know you want it. Oh, this is the Spanish one. This is the German, French, English is in here somewhere, I just know it. Alright. So as you beat the stuffing out of this guy, this is one sprue? Are you nuts? Oh my gosh, that's amazing! Holy moly! This is one dude on one sprue. I thought this was gonna be like 8,000 parts. Holy cow! This is slick. But yeah, as you beat the stuffing out of him, he loses the ability to use his dudes. So, I mean, he has 20 wounds, which is not nothing. But yeah, the first one to go is the banner bearer, which is so he has a hero phase ability where you can add one to the attacks made by friendly Bonereapers unit while they're within 18 inches. And if you have the guy with the banner up, it gives him a buff range of 36 inches. Now, he's the first one to go. Or he's the second one to go. The Gnosis Scrollbearer is the first one to go when you start taking wounds. But you start... So as he starts taking wounds, he gets more swings with his swords, which is wild. Though he gets more swings because the guys that are with him start getting killed and knocked off. But the first one to go is the Gnosis Scrollbearer. You subtract 1 to hit rolls at the start of your hero phase, and you just be like, that guy, you hit worse. The Aviarch Spymaster, which is a little homing on with the bird, gives you can deny you don't get more command points, your opponent gets less. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be a pain in the keister to fight against, but like, yeah, it's got that reflector mortal wounds thing on his shield and mortis. Though you only get to use that when he's taken 10 or more wounds. Like, he only gets to use his cool shield after his homies have died. Nandorite weapons score 2 hits instead of 1 on a 6. That's nothing new, but like, oh, wow. This guy is terrifying. I'm still blown away that only comes on 1 sprue. Hachi machi. Goodness me. Like, they've gotten, like, if this was being made 10, like, even 5 years ago, this would be like 14 sprues. Like, 1 for each dude on there, and, well, obviously the sculpts wouldn't be nearly as good. Oh my goodness gracious. This is a heck of an army, guys. It's all out. It's all here at once. You can come pick it up. I'm going to 1,000 points or bust this thing just as soon as I can. Wow, I'm blown away. This is astonishing. This is probably the coolest product release I've seen here, and you can pick it all up at Fantasy Games starting on Saturday. We have been well looked after by GW here. So yeah, for Fantasy Games, this is CJ Ireland signing off.